Hey guys, so before the video actually starts, I just want to say thank you for watching, thank you for clicking. I'm trying to improve on me casting esports games, competitive games. So I'm going to be uploading all of my casting games that I will ever do for the foreseeable future. As I cast pred games and as I get better, just to like keep as a documentary kind of sort of as my growth or time as I get more comfortable and more better at casting. So thank y'all for watching and enjoy the process. Wow, what a warm welcome from Ritter and Spooky Man with the dinosaur bed sheets. Welcome everybody to PPL. We got a insane match we have here, but with me is Bengal Mach.
How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? I'm also excited to be here. I'm very interested to see the dynamic of this match. Very interesting picks coming out. I mean, right off the board, I see the Wukong support. The biggest thing that I see in this game is that if I'm Seismic, I am not looking very excited just because you have about four champions that can just dash out of your ult with no issues, and it's going to be really, really hard to lock this team down.
Can you not hear us? Okay.
Yeah, I'm talking.
We were talking.
Yeah, you guys not hear me?
Okay. Well, hello everybody. We're Bengal Mach and Cosmic. Not sure what happened just now, but hey, we have a great game. Mach 10 versus Primal. And Bengal, quick question. Have you ever seen a Wukong support before?
Personally, I have never seen a Wukong support before, but I do believe in Bartle do. I've seen him do absolute nasty things in the support role. If anybody can do it, I believe in Bartle do to be able to pull off something like Wukong support.
Well, okay. I mean, if you think it can work, we're gonna see. We're gonna find out right here in this game. We have two expert level teams, Mach 10 going to the top 4 in the PCC. What an exciting weekend we had here. But let's focus on PPL first. We have a whole lot of matches that I wanted to go over, and one being Neft versus North in that duel. That's going to be a fantastic match to see who's better. And like what I like what Shadow Mars said, that Sparrow being so in meta right now, how she just can just delete health bars. Maybe we're gonna see Neft do this time around with the Decker support. A very powerful duo is gonna be a match to watch out for.
Yeah, what I'm really looking forward to in this matchup is Ven on that Feng Mao. I think what we're really going to need to see out of that Feng Mao is to be able to dive on top of that Sparrow, being able to kind of shut her down before she's able to really get going and do much in the team fight, and be able to blast that health bar, be able to eliminate her with his ultimate, and be able to get things done like that.
Yeah, we just missed out on a dual lane first blood out of the side of Mach 10 with North getting the W over XE. But back to mid lane, we got a Seismic who is on the brink of death once more, but he blinks out of there, but Ven will not let him go. That is going to be a 2-0 start for the side of Mach 10.
Yeah, Ven being able to match that pressure in the mid lane. We saw Sereth kind of jump in there in the mid lane, be able to get a lot of damage on Belica. And Belica was able to do the same thing back to the gadget, was able to trade back that damage and set up for an easy gank for Ven to be able to get there. Be able to, yeah, he had to expend his flash, but he's able to get that kill. That's one passive stack onto the Feng Mao early in the game.
Yeah, and getting that passive off with Feng Mao is key to how he pretty much will set the whole game up. Getting everybody wiped off the face of the map first is going to be huge. He's already like a huge assassin in this game, but in the hands of Ven, you can never know what could happen. He can carry the whole game if he has to. But yeah, what a great start for Mach 10. Another thing I want to point on is the Sneaks versus Bondru in the off lane. Two prime off laners in Aurora and Quang. Who do you think wins that matchup typically? They're both magical bruisers, but who has the edge over one another?
I think in the early game, Quang has the advantage just because if he's able to hit his roots and hit his hit his lightning strikes, it's able to do true damage. And there's not much you can do about true damage except for stacking health. So if I'm the Aurora, I'm looking to build things like Magnify, World Breaker, things that stack a lot of health to be able to kind of negate some of that true damage. So early on, Quing's going to win that matchup. But once Aurora is able to get some items on the board, you should start to see Aurora kind of bully that matchup and walk him down.
Okay. And so what can we expect to like rotations wise? Is she gonna like let him push in and that's gonna allow Sneaks to start rotating more to Fang 2 for these like 4-minute plays or like that? Or do you think she's gonna keep him in the lane?
With a strong champ like Fang, we're seeing here in the duo lane real quick. Zihi, low health bar, and Norf is going to go ahead and pick up that kill. Bartledo being a thorn in the side, and we're going to see Seraph come here in the duo lane.
Oh, landed right on Bartolou, but I don't think he's gonna let him go. Not yet after all that. But with the whole team, with North surrounding him with that twin blast, putting up some extra damage at a range, there's not much that Mav can do to really finish off Bondrew. But already Mach has a 3-0 lead. But here comes Ven to try to get somebody straggling, looking at Mav, trading blow for blow. There is the invincibility, for Venom, and he has to back out. Mav has to blink just to stay alive because giving another kill to Ven at this point in time is bad news as they set up for this Fangtooth. What a early 5-minute scuffle we got, going 3-0.
Yeah, once again, kind of what I was pointing out a little bit earlier is that it's a really hard team to kind of control areas with. They have so many champs they can dive, dip, and dodge every single layer of CC or control in your area. Feng Mao with a spell shield, with a dash, Wukong with his cloud walking, Aurora being able to double jump and use her abilities. It's gonna be really hard for the Decker or Gadget or even sometimes even with the Seraph to be able to get a lot of value in this game.
Yeah, you're right about that. It's harder to really get some cold CC on the field with so many mobile champions that we have today, and such in the hands of such strong people. Mav, Bondrew, all that kind of stuff. But we got an offlane gank. Bondrew is going to hop into and over the wall. They just recently made a renovation to that wall, so using that to the advantage is going to be key as he gets out of there for free. Early ganks are not looking very successful for the side of Primal.
Yeah, and with Mav having to burn that flash earlier, not being able to chase down Bondrew, and Bondrew being able to make it out for free. I personally felt that pain as a Seraph player, thinking that you have that angle and you go to push it down and you end up landing straight down on your face and not being able to catch up and close that gap. So I feel Mav's pain, but everything right now kind of going in the way of Mach 10.
Yeah, they should make a new augment to where Seraph can do 2 movements in the air. She can go up and then dash and then down. That'd be super sick. But also, after everything's happening recently with the whole Ashburger thing, I on the second point, nah, don't do that. But we have a little scuffle with Ven and Mav and Seismic and Bry. Speaking of Bry and Seismic, Gadget has not been in the running for a good mid lane gameplay. She's been struggling as of late, and I think they didn't really show her enough love with the augments. Do you agree with that?
I mean, there's a little bit of love there. I like the 25% to her Seek and Destroy. It does a really good job of being able to help with the stacks, but playing.
What in the world was he doing?
Belica kind of makes the game unplayable. Belica just throws out and boom, there goes.
You kind of lagging
all your mana because
me, at least.
She has to.
I kind of got half of what you said just now, Bengal.
All good. My bad.
You're fine. Try again.
I was just saying that Seismic Bartoldo was doing his best impression of Houdini over here and being able to escape out, being able to use Seismic, being able to expend Seismic's ultimate ability, and then that frees up a lot of prio for things like mini prime and stuff here in the next minute or so, just because they're not going to have that big team fighting ultimate, and that leaves up frees up a lot of damage on the side of
Yeah, I agree. Bartolou he's getting around a lot, and I never thought about it like that. How he could just roam across the map and help out with so many things like mini prime and Fang 2, of course, being next to duo, but really to just invade as well. Getting people like Z off his balance worry about the jungle as we see Ven taking so much farm away from Mav, but he is here to try and contest it, fighting over this 2K, and I think Ven just got that one. That's kind of a troll maneuver. Depriving the jungler of their resources will put you over and put them under. Crucial gameplay that you see in typical pro predecessor, gameplays, but Mach 10 is doing it to the best of his ability right about now.
Yeah, once again, they're missing out on a lot of those ultimates because Bartleby is able to kind of do what he wants on the map. He's able to move freely. He's stunning and diving on the Nef. Def's having the pop his ultimate ability just to stay down to North here, and they're going to see if maybe they can try and tower down Nef just a little bit, but no, they're going to take their win. They're going to take their midi prime, and they're going to see what else they can get with it here.
They're gonna try and get some more kills. That's Ven has the orb prime. There's a Tesla Dome is up, and there's the Earth Shaker being hit, but not really a lot of anybody's dying right now. They're still continuing to push. Rise doing his best. There goes Mav. He's out of the picture, sent back to base. But with Sneaks being so powerful right now, being in the off lane, he easily dispatches a Bri as Primal finally gets on the map. But Sneak still doesn't want to let Ven go, but luckily he put the shield up and he dashed away. But what a trade. But meanwhile, in the duo lane, they are taking the Fang 2 for free while they are distracted. And Mach 10 is starting to run away with these Fang 2s, getting buff after buff.
Yeah, when you have a champion like Wukong being able to do what he's doing in the duo lane, you kind of always have perma prio because Wukong can do what Wukong wants to do. He can glide over walls. He has the passive where he gets all of his little minions and he can help take objectives and steal farm and constantly keep that red side under pressure. And so because they have that, they're able to pretty much do whatever they want on duo side's lane, and it makes it easier for Fang Mao to do whatever he wants in the mid lane and the off lane.
Yeah, Fang Mao's already getting more buff because he's invading too. Knowing that he doesn't really have to worry about dueling, getting set up like that is crucial. But first, Mav and Bri and Seismic are crushing it in mid lane. Goodbye, Bri. But Ven is super buffed up, trying to get as many kills to the passive as possible. Takes out Mav once again. Bartleby rotates over like we didn't just see him over in dual lane not 2 seconds ago, getting another assist. But North and Neft and XE are going at it. Ven, he's trying to hold on for Ven. There's another kill. That's a double kill. And another one falls. Half of Primal is dropping like flies one by one. And all the kills are going to North and Ven. Wow.
Yeah, where we're seeing this, we're seeing the high mobility pinpoint right there. We're seeing the Fang Mao being able to dive onto the back line. We're seeing
your internet's breaking up again, at least for me.
The Wukong be able to move wherever he wants.
Marhu's in such trouble right now. He's half-elf trying to invade on Mav's jungle, but Ven, he's still around. Barely. The whole team's around. Mav is deleted and sent back to base one more time. The team must do a way better job at grouping up in these situations. Even North's getting some kills. He's 5-0 right. He's about to get on a tear, doing one-on-one with the two best ADCs right now, Neft and North, and he just can't keep up at all. North is showing why Twin Blast might be one of the better picks in ADC role as he gets another kill, making that his 6th kill of the match.
Yeah, he's extremely ahead. He's able to kind of do that 2v1 action. He has that item advantage, and because once again he's immobile. Sparrow just used her ult in the previous fight. Once again, that takes a lot of the damage away from the Sparrow because she's having to fight for her life.
It seems like the whole entire team of Primal is fighting for their lives, fighting for any kind of momentum. As Bartleby is taking more farm from Mav. This is gonna keep up all game
in any type of combat. So his
now you're just coming in and out. Oh, there's Ven versus Mav. Shadow, the Earth Shatter gets it, and Mav is gone again. What is going on team of Primal? We're just running into the jaws of death itself. Getting death after death. Is 13-3 already. We're sub 15 minutes. Maybe you like rejoin, like leave and rejoin, Bingo. Okay, I was making sure that wasn't just me.
Can you guys hear me better now?
So far, yeah.
Okay. All right. So we're seeing, once again, Wukong being able to do Wukong things over here, taking out the mid lane.
Taking out the mid lane as well as Bondrew and Vin taking out the T1 tower on off lane side. There's just so much pressure that Mach 10 is putting Primal under. I'm not sure how they're going to come back, because once you're down in these games, usually the pro players, they don't really want to play nice. They don't want to let you guys go. And look at that, North blinking on Nev, eliminating him again. And I guess that's worth it. But it's going to be a big shutdown given to Mav, getting a whole lot of gold that they're going to need to try to formulate a plan to come back. But at this point, it's just so worth it. Vin is just so much more ahead. The team itself, with Mach 10 being so ahead, but already they're pushing the tempo into dueling. Despite them having a tower there, they seem to not care as Bondrew gets the kill on XE. They're pushing it all the way to base. It feels like they're not even worried about Gadget mid lane. But look at Bondrew from behind getting the icy chill onto Mav for another death for the jungler. He is so far behind at this point. He might even have small smite. I'm not sure what he's gonna do to come back. It's 17-4.
Yeah, 17-4.
17-4. They got the third Fang Tooth. They lost the T1 tower, but at this point, like, who cares? At this point, they can afford to lose as many towers as they want. They are winning all of these team fights. The things that actually matter in the game. Team fights help get objectives, help get Fang Tooth or mini orb. Oh, they're running away with it. I'm not sure what they can do more. Even Bondrew's getting a solo lane XP. And he's just so mobile too. Look at Sneaks in, maybe trying to get in on North. There's a tether and there's a thunder coming downtown. Sneaks is single-handedly with the offlane strafe deleting North despite how up he is. You just can't stop people like Hwang when they're up and going. And Sneaks in trying to get a kill on Bride, but over there we've got Vin doing the 2v1 by himself. The Earthshatter misses as he tries to eliminate Seismic, but he's gone anyway. It doesn't really matter to him as Vin is packing up his passive one after another. But he is shut down by Mav, getting some sweet, sweet revenge as the scuffle in offlane goes sideways for the side of Mach 10. But guess what, though? We got Neff and North coming over, too. Bondrew getting a kill. Sneaks. There's a cryosystem freezing Neff to a point, but the stun on Wukong puts him back out of place, and down goes Neff. Getting a 4-man kill just now, all in offlane alone, as Barterloo gets the mini orb started. Unless you're going to try again, Bengal, or not, to see if your connections got any better. I'm going to assume not. This could be a free orb for the side of Mach 10, 21-7, but Mav's on the way, and he just made it a little bit too late. Death timers are kind of a pain nowadays. You don't come back as much, but hey, if you want some shorter ones, you can just go to Nitro. That'd be pretty all right. That'd be interesting to see some Nitro games under the PPL or is any predecessor league. But yeah, domination on the side of Mach 10, bringing it 21-7. Mav just has to get big in trouble. He has to start hitting camps. The key right now is to probably ward, knowing that they're invading so often, so much, with such mobility on the team of Mach 10. Warding is the best thing to do. The more information you have, the more, knowledge you have, and the better you can just move around. Oh. But he is also going to fall. Bartley is going to die by the hands of Matt, who's trying to get active. He's trying to hit all the squishies like North right there. He got the intentionability on him. He landed right into the middle of the stun from Decker, but it is still back and forth. Mav is trying his hardest to take out the most necessary people like Bellica or like that and whatever. Ven is still struggling. He's barely hanging on for a sliver of life left, but in the off lane, Bondrew is just pushing this T2 for free like it's nobody's business. They're all distracted. And what can you do with this kind of offense? Even
Seek and destroy. Back before you know it. Ha, back off.
I'm not sure if Mach 10 is the type of team to make mistakes, Bengal. Truthfully speaking, they have all positioning. They have everything covered right now at this point. It's 23-9. And you say, you know, you talk about scaling, but are they even a go late game? The instant kill factor of Mach 10 right now is dominating. And like, sure, but we could hope and pray that they make it to like later in the game to get scale up, but it might just be over before then.
Make a hole. Try this on. Watch yourself.
Yeah, I guess I see what you mean. It's not over. Mav does have Ashbringer on, and we all know how strong that item is. And he's definitely hit hard, but over. We got a scuffle in the jungle in the right side for Primal. Oh, Neth is taking out off screen, but we got North, Boglu, Mav, and XE having a little scuffle that they're easily just losing. They don't have the control. Like I said before, the instant kill factor is kicking in at this point in time. As I said, for Fangtooth without Primal's ADC in Neft. This is going to be free if nothing else is done about it. Mav is up, but he's just nowhere near their fight. I don't think they know that they're starting the Primal Fangtooth, as they are just leading them on a wild goose chase as the team finally gets their senses, starts rotating over. But the Fangtooth's already at 4k health left. This is going to be easy sitch, but Mav hops over, and yep, it's on the side of Mach 10. He tries his best, but he has to make a run for it. Mav is just behind everybody else, though. He has to keep running away. Meanwhile, in the offlane, you got Sneaks pushing the tempo all the way, and Mav's fighting the whole team by himself, which he can do, but it will end in his defeat. As the rest of the team pushes mid lane, Sneaks is getting an inhib, and this is going to be a not-so-worthy trade.
Yeah, unfortunately, Mav is not going to be able to make it to the objective in time. They're not able to get those late game heroics. Sneaks is trying to get something on the map, try to cross the map, get some value on the other side. So they're able to get inhib, kill some time, buy their time, stall just a little bit, and get themselves some extra time essentially in this game, because that's what they really need. Bondrewd using his ult, having to force Sneaks to be able to flash it to get out of there. We're having a run in the offlane or in the Fangtooth area, but meanwhile, Mach 10 is getting the Orb Prime for pretty much free. They have the other team has 3 members down, and they can't do anything to stop them.
They haven't been able to stop them for a long while, Bengal. It's just been just completely railroading Primal the entire time. Mach 10, this is why they got so far in the PCC, despite it all, despite, you know, playing other comp teams. It's all about who gets the early advantage, and that went to Mach 10. Primal, all the fangs went to them. They got Orb Prime as well. They fight better as a team. They have the instant kill factor over the scaling factor that Primal has. And the best Primal can do is start just waiting it out, start turtling, hold out for objectives, push lanes up, back off immediately. Don't push past your T2 tower, maybe, because you know Vinny, he's a killer, all right? Vinny's a killer. And yeah, you just have to wait out all these buffs, just play some defense, group up, and fight together. But right now in the dual lane, Neft is deleted by Bondrewd himself with all of those buffs, sending him to a icy cold hell. But also in the off lane too, we have Bondrewd pushing the tempo as well for those Wukong clones. Mav is trying to fend off these minions as much as possible, but you're getting pushed in at all sides, and your ADC is constantly down. And this is not a good look as towers are starting to fall one by one.
Yeah, we're at a point in the game where you can turtle as much as you want, but it's at a point where you have to find something. You got to take a gamble. You got to play aggressively. As we're seeing here, Mav diving onto the back line.
Into it. There's the Earthshaker bonking up Mav, but it's not gonna do enough damage really, and North is taken out. But there's still a hope. There's still hope. Ven is super up, but also Barlu is taking the core by himself. Is a split push like I have that's never seen before from a support Wukong. But they are gonna get a handle on it. They're gonna push him out. Sneaks is super strong, and any kind of tether like that would have sent him to the grave, back to base. But it's just not enough. They're dropping members like flies. Bondrew, Barlu, Van looking to end this game right here. Pretty beefy boys as they hit the core, and that's gonna be it for game 1 as Mach 10 wins 30-12. Thank you, Spooky and Ritter with the analytic from the desk. We are here for game 2. Bengal, after getting a massive shutdown, Primal is looking to come back with a way better comp. I like it a whole lot more. There's an Iggy, Rampage. You got Quang in the jungle, Bellica and Kira in the dual lane. I'm excited for this one because both of these teams are looking to go bang for bang, ability for ability, basic for basic. I think it's a
here. The big X factor that I see on Mach 10 is North on that Yin. He has that ultimate ability that able to stop all projectiles, which if he's able to do a well-placed ultimate in those team fights, it does negate a lot of that turret damage from Iggy. So it's really going to be up to Primal to be able to play around those Iggy turrets, try and bait out the Yin ult going into team fights, and play around that that comp. We have Rampage in the offlane. He's not going the Tiny Titan augment. He's going the Rumble one. So I'm interested to see kind of what build he's able to go there. But definitely look for North in the jungle here and Yin to be the X factor for Mach 10.
Yeah, I also want to hit on about North being in jungle, who is moving to jungle because they subbed out Venny, which is a crazy sub out. You know, Venny, one of the best junglers we've seen around in the PPL, being subbed for North. When I usually see Yins in my jungle, they usually dominate the game, but we haven't seen a lot of Yin lately in these competitive games. This might just put Yin back on the map if North does well, showing the people at home what Yin can do if used properly as a jungle.
Yeah, I mean, it is a great Yin draft. I mean, you have a lot of projectiles. You have the Iggy turrets. You have the Rampage Rock, the Kira, even Bellica auto attacks. You have a lot of projectiles on the side of Primal. So the Yin pick is good, and it's a comfort pick for North. It's something that he's played with, even though it's not been very popular in the current meta. It's something that is very effective in his hands, and he's comfortable enough to bring it out into a match. He sees the matchup, and he's like, that's what I want to do.
Yeah, you speak of comfort, but uncomfortably, we got Iggy in the mid lane. The 4 turrets is crazy and honestly very overpowered. Surprised he made it to the Jeff. But we have a little scuffle here, and there's a blink out. But North will be the first blood in 2 minutes. Primal taking the first blood this time in this game. And wow, he tried to help out Bry. Both all those turrets with Mav being there too, the Quang, there's too much damage to really stop it. But even he's going back with another rebound, trying to take out Iggy. But Mav is going to have to force the issue, putting Bry so far under in his tower. What an explosive start we have going on out of Team Primal.
Yeah, Mav doing a great job of being able to support his jungler, knowing that North was looking to gank there in the mid lane and being there and understanding the jungle tracking of where North is going to be. So that's just good jungle tracking and good map awareness from Mav there in the jungle to support the Iggy to be able to essentially back him up in the mid lane.
Yeah, as we look at dual lane, I want to talk about this too, because this is going to be crazy. We have Lakinator and Bartley with Sparrow and Rictor. Such a dominant setup of a tank and a range character, but also we have Neft back in as Kira this time for with Xe with Bellica. Was it a dominating duo lane? I think this will be one that's going to be a must watch, a must see of who can get the advantage over the other.
Yeah, in the duo lane, I mean, Bartle he has that extended range on the Richter hook, which, you know, it really throws you off when you get hooked by it because you're so primed and used to this distance that, like, if I play this distance, I'm safe. But that 10%, even though it's just a little bit, it really catches you off guard. And then being able to play that Sparrow, if you're getting hooked or you're getting ulted by that Richter, you're just going to get blown up by that Sparrow damage, and it can get very out of control very quick in the duo lane.
It's not just the fact that it's longer, it's also quicker. It comes out way quicker too. And if you land it, the cooldown is somewhat refunded. It's just shorter than what it would normally be. So Bartle's gonna look to try and hook and silence Neff at any point in turn, but also not just him, but the jungler too, with Mav playing as Quang, which is again another strong character. But look at that hook we got right there on XE. The seismic assault does not land for nothing. Legendary is shooting from the back, and he is going to get XE, making it 1-1. I told you, this duel is going to be a kill field over here.
Is he being able to pick up that kill for the Sparrow, especially for a scaling champ, being able to get kills on her early is extremely important on the side of Mach 10. They need to make sure that in these team fights that they continue to play for her, because even though it's just one kill, it's extra gold in your hyper carry's pocket. We're seeing here in a gank in the mid lane.
Yeah, Mav will not let Bri go. Not too easily, trying to get Seismic up as they burn the trees down. Bri barely making it out of there alive. Mav seems to just really want to go after the Fae. And I can understand too, as someone who fought against a really good Fae as Crazeful, if you let them get over, they were going to dominate the entire game. But look at Duo Lane rotating over to Seismic. He's trying to defend himself, but there's not enough turrets that can help you right here as Lakener gets another kill, making him 2-0.
Yeah, on the side of Bartledew there, just a little heads up play for those of you that are watching at home. You might not have seen it, but the Iggy try to use the ult of self-peel themselves, but Bartledew holding on to that silence to cancel the ult so that way they can ensure that kill. And on the side of Primal, they're really trying to force out that flash of the Fae early so that way when it comes to team fights, they're able to get on top of her. But Bri being very, very, very greedy for his flash and doing a good job of holding onto it. We're seeing a Riplash here hit on the Bellica.
Yeah, another pull on XE. He seems to be targeting them as he is minced meat. He is chopped liver as Bartledew is hitting most of his hooks I've seen. And there's another one at the opportune time, but there's Mav coming for the jungle to try and save Neff from another death. Legendary is so thirsty for Neff. He just has to look and help Bartledew out in this 2v1. Neff isn't going to do anything from down there. He's one tap. They're going to safely back up, but the engagements still happen. Mach 10 is bringing it back on a 3-1 lead.
Yeah, Bartledew, once again, being a menace in the offlane. And just when I was trying to say something, we're seeing more action here in the mid lane. Just a little bit of health grief and nothing crazy. But back to Bartledew. You know, a lot of people know him for his Narbash gameplay, but we're seeing two games here, one in the Richter and then one on the Richter and doing crazy things. North getting greedy here in the enemy jungler side. He's trying to escape, trying to use his distance. Ult does come out to try and self-peel himself. Richter, big ultimate coming out with the Sparrow ult coming out and deleting everybody. As we said earlier, Belka running for her life and for the Richter being able to hit the seismic assault and self-peel, be able to get out of there. Everything kind of just going in the way of Mach 10 so far here, Cosmic.
Yeah, he's going the way again, but I think this is better. I think despite them being down 5-1, I believe that at some point the team will get together and they will start getting some objectives together because the team comp is just so much better than last time. But so far, the invade with Norv going into it almost ended up in his own death. As a team, they know that what he's going to do, so they're going to group up way better this time to try and keep him alive. But it doesn't seem to matter as he escapes once again. As Primal is starting or Prime, excuse me, this time being the head of the objectives.
Yeah, Mach 10 not having any vision on the Orb Prime side. They're now going to get the notification that the enemy team Primal now has that objective. So they're going to try and be able to do quick work of this objective before Mav and them are able to respond. Based off where Mav is, it does not look like they're going to be able to respond and do anything about it. So Mach 10 being able to pick up the first Fang Tooth here, get that 50% extension onto their buffs. So things like the red buff, blue buff, as well as river buffs are going to last longer for their players. So look for the advantage in the mid lane, as well as some a little bit more aggressive out of the junglers here.
Yeah, we're turn our way to off lane. We got Mav sneaks trying to gang up on Bondrewd as a several, but he ults him away. Goodbye as he pushes the lane into it, but also trying to make his escape. That's also something I want to touch on real quick, just how tanky the off lane is with a Rampage and a Sevarog. Bondrewd, one of his favorite characters is Sevarog. So we're gonna see a masterclass game out of him at least. But Rampage, not going for tiny Rampage, it doesn't really work well into a Severog, which I think is a W idea. But Nev is all alone as North goes into the back line and gets the kill, ending his streak of living. North is so aggressive with the jungle with Yin.
North is disgusting as a jungler. I would normally say the privilege, but I've had the unfortunate nature of being on the other side of a North jungler, and I can honestly say it is a different breed of jungler in this game. If you think you've played against someone that is good at it, you haven't, because you haven't played against North. North is a different breed. He makes you feel like your head is spinning. You don't know where he's coming from, and he's always there to make a heads-up play. He is a very, very savage jungler here on the side of Mach 10.
As we look mid lane, Mav and Seismic are pushing the mid lane tower. I believe it's almost dead. They barely was able to keep it hanging on. But yeah, you're right. North is just one of the best players in the world. Of course he knows to play jungle. Of course he knows how to make your life unbearable. But Sneaks is making it hard for Bondru to stay alive as well as he is rocking the Severog Bondru. But North is here to help out, and Sneaks, honestly, man, you picked the bad time to blink as North gets the kill anyway on Sneaks. He blinked, but he just couldn't. He couldn't get out of the range of the whiplash.
That's just, honestly, it's, as much as I hate to say it, it's poor heads up from Sneaks. He's a great player, but he has to understand that is the logical spot for where North is going to be on that side of the map. He was just in the duo lane, killed your ADC. Where is he probably going to be next? He's going to be on that red side. Bondru doing a great job in that off lane, baiting that fight and telling his jungler, hey, he's over here, he's low, he's got no mana, this is a perfect gank for you, free kill, come and get him.
Yeah, just serves them up on a platter. Making the Yin the strongest hero in the game is not the way to go. There's a reason why she was banned for so often, is only now making the return to competitive play, because you gotta get people like Iggy out the way, like Rampage, like Seraph. But yeah, man, if you get Yin up, it's gonna be super hard to really put her down, because she can just wipe ADCs off the map as well, stop their projectiles. But we got Barlu pushing the objective here, looking at Neft. No hook inside yet, because there's Mav right there. He hooks Mav, getting the whiplash, getting the skewer onto everybody. There's ultras flying, there's the purge, but no one's really dying yet. Even you got Neft getting the kill on Bondru, barely making it out alive in that team fight, as it is a duo lane shutdown. And even now in the off lane. Okay.
Yeah, we're seeing Sneaks over here fall once again. Unfortunately, North is over here trying to get that aggressive nature out of that Rampage. Make sure to, give that old SpongeBob meme, how many times do I got to teach you this lesson, old man, treatment to Sneaks? And I feel bad for him, because I've had it happen to me. I admire the aggressive play out of the duo lane to try and make something out of nothing. Unfortunately, dude, hand that shutdown over to a hero like Kwang, like to the Kira, like to Bellica. That's a lot of gold back in their pocket. So hopefully on the side of Team Primal, they're able to use that gold effectively and use that effectively to try and maybe get a pick in the mid lane, maybe get that shutdown on the Yin, maybe turn something towards an objective fight with Orb and Fangtooth that could be coming up here soon.
Yeah, you definitely need to shut down the Yin before she gets too strong. Bondru is fighting with Sneaks. Not really the best idea, but I think he might have his ultimate ready. Yeah, Sneaks is going to let that happen. But Fangtooth is looking to come up as the whole team is rotating over. It's about to be that mark. It is up right now. Just really, it's all about positioning right now. Who can position themselves better. Mach 10 has the lead on Fangtooth, even from last game. But there's a whiplash onto XC, but Bartle is stunned, saving his life. But Bondru is in mid lane with barely any health to speak of. Is he going to try and help out right here?
Bondru's going to try and make something out of nothing. He does have that longer distance of the Colossal Blow. We're seeing the big whiplash coming out with the ultimate coming out very low. Zihi is able to fall to the Sparrow. Sparrow is going to fall. Another whiplash landing onto Neft. Neft is going to try to come out. Big Colossal Blow hitting Neft towards the mid lane, fighting for his life, and he will fall to the Fae 4-0 on the side of Mach 10.
I have no doubt if Rampage is over there, that might have been an RGS Ace, the first that we've seen out of this match right here. They get the second Fang too, but Sneaks at least takes the T2 tower. I'm not sure if it's a W trade or not, but well, he's a losing tower. Excuse me, he lost the tower. He's tying up the towers. But the point is, another Fang tooth goes inside of Mach 10, which means more control. It's already 13-3. The team can still have. I still have hope for this team. It's a late game push, you know. I think it's
I mean, on the side of Primal, it's going to be a tough road ahead. The biggest things that you're going to look for, you're going to need your Iggy to pop off. You're going to need a peel for him. Luckily, on the side of Mach 10, they don't have a whole lot of dive. So if you're able to protect these Iggy in the team fights, get those turrets going, and really play for him, they're going to be able to do a lot of damage and hopefully turn the tables for you in the team fights.
Hey, but Primal did get the mini orb just now. That's going to give them a distinct advantage in these team fights. But speaking of team fights, the Prime Pit is on fire and exploding with the whiplashes, with the Iggy and the oil slicks. And then down goes Sneaks as well. He's first on the list, but they're looking also towards Seismic. He is gone. He's a sitting duck in that mid lane with no one to really peel and protect him. XT is going to run for his life while North is going to try to take some farm away. But with Mav with the Prime buff, he's not going to let that happen. He knifes it. And there's a knockup on North, but Bundle is there. There's the skewer as they're trying to focus and delete Matt from existence. He has to blink out of there just to survive. And he is under the safety of the tower, but man, the damage is done. Your Iggy's gone. The mid lane tower is being invaded. Neffs pushes the dual lane, but Lakeater catches him lazy backing as we have a duel. There's the purge. Lakeater is getting low. Neff is barely getting out of it. He actually wins the exchange with the Mercy from downtown. Oh my goodness, what a duel battle between Lakeater and Neff as Neff takes the kill.
Yeah, Neff being able to use that ultimate and Sparrow not having the ultimate available was kind of the deciding factor of that fight. Neff, once again, being able to get another shutdown into his pocket, get a lot of gold. He's got that Vanquisher online. If these team fights go in the way of Primal and that Vanquisher does Vanquisher things, we can maybe potentially see this Kira start to get out of control and be a lifeline to Primal for this late game team fight.
I always felt it was weird that Kira just never really got the recognition that she deserves for being such a strong ADC. So I guess this is going to show people why you gotta sometimes take the bullet and ban Kira. The fact that she could just multi-kill easy, because after every kill, she gets a free dash. Pair that with Pacifier, and she's dashing everywhere, getting a ton of damage off. This game might put Kira on the map. At least for me, at least. Yeah.
Kira is just a very strong champ. I mean, her scaling on her ultimate is, I believe, over 320%. So it does so much more damage than we believe. We're seeing Sparrow get dove on into the backline.
This is what they need right here. They need to dive the Sparrow, and Lakeater blinks out of harm's way. Mav could not secure the kill, but the fight is still going to reign over in dual lane as there is the Gale winds, stopping all projectiles, but Barley's going one-on-one with Rampage, and he barely makes it out alive, as well as him blinking to safety.
Sevrock hit the teleporter.
He did hit the teleporter, but is it really gonna matter? Bondrew is big. Bride's coming from mid lane too, but so is Seismic. There's just a whole lot more control in the side of Primal. The Whiplash gets nobody's now. There's a fly trap, but Seismic uses the APOC to get out of it. But the fight still continues with Bondrew in the middle of all that. Seismic is deleted by North, getting that the fire turns out the way as well. But Bondrew gets a free siphon. He's going to steal the soul of his victim as the team falls one by one. What can you do about it? Even with Neff beyond 1%, even he's tower diving. Bondrew is tower diving Neff, and he's going to get the kill, adding to the collection of the souls. Oh my goodness, this dual lane's on fire. I told you, it was going to be a killing floor over here.
Yeah, I mean, Sevrock being able to get that shutdown. A lot of gold going into the Sevrock's pocket, being able to get 2 kills over there. Big rotate coming from Bondrew. So good job, Bondrew, by the way. But big rotate coming there, seeing the opportunity. And with those kills being down, this could be a potential opportunity for them to get their third Fang tooth. Lakeater's getting 1v1 in the offlane, but in the jungle by Mav. Is Mav going to be able to get it off? He gets the root, and is he be able to get that kill? Mav is going to have to reset, though. So even though he got the kill there, this is still kind of an opportunity for Mach 10 to get this objective.
Yeah, that is not what you guys want to see for the side of Mach 10. Losing your Sparrow on like on cooldown of the Fangtooth is going to be crucial. Mav is making his way over there surely but slowly, but it's already 2k health on the Fangtooth. This is going to go to the side of Mach 10, but there's a skewer, not really much that he can do. They're going to take this Fangtooth in. At least I hope they run with it, taking their win and leaving despite having despite leaving 2 players back at base. But Sneaks he wants to continue to push the issue, but oh my goodness, what a hammer knocking away Sneaks. The team Primal is pushing them all the way in their jungle as Mach 10 they're trying to live throughout the day right now. But there's the Interfire again. People are low, like North. He's getting blinked out. His blinks everywhere, actually. The Inferno misses completely. There's just so much going on in that little tight space. Bonju's at 2% health. At least, might as well just call it 2% health. As the side of Primal takes the win and back off. What a engagement from the Fangtooth into their blue side jungle.
Let's take a second to unpack what would just happen here, because a whole lot did just go down. So yes. First things first, if I'm North, I'm thinking Seismic I'm thinking Seismic. Seismic went down and he placed all 4 turrets into the Fang pit before Mad was able to show up to the objective. So those turrets did so much objective damage before their enemy jungle was going to go up, and North was able just to get a free smite and said, "Thank you very much. Thank you for my 3rd Fangtooth. I'll go ahead and happily pack along now." Now, right. They were kind of mad about that. They chased a lot of down. A lot of flashes came out. They were able to get a lot of stuff on the board, and then Sparrow was able to come back and be able to clean up a little bit. But we're big looking at it here. North has no flash. Faye has no flash, and a lot. Oh, big whiplash coming out
and from the whiplash. Bars. Seismic gets knocked back so far, but he still can't escape as Bartu gets another kill. Seismic is getting bullied all the game. Frankly, he's just getting bullied. The team needs to rotate and peel for my mans. He needs some help.
Yeah, and that's the unfortunate part about the Iggy, is that even though you do have that 4 turrets, it makes you a bigger target, as we're seeing Bondru go here into the back line.
Yeah, they're into the blue side jungle for Primal as they start another fight, probably over the Orb Prime. There's North from the behind. There's the Gale trying to protect himself, but out goes Sneaks, the main front line of the team, and everybody's dropping like flies. There's blinks everywhere. XE had to blink out, but he goes nowhere. He goes to the grave, and so does Quang. So does Mav, as Mach 10 is just pushing it all the way as they RGS ace. The whole team is gone.
Man, that was not the fight to take, not yet. It feels like Primal has been in this constant state of trickling in. Mach 10 understands that they have the tempo and they can keep just doing whatever they want because they're playing together and they're constantly having Primal off their back foot, being able to invade, be aggressive, and do the things that they're wanting to do because they have this tremendous lead. Primal really needs to be able to group up, play around those Iggy turrets, play around as a team, and really peel for their ADCs, peel for the Kira, peel for the Seismic, because even though they might be 2-5 or 5-5, they're still very, very strong in this game.
Yeah, I didn't even peel it. I didn't think that they died like that many times, especially Mav. 2-4 is he's not down because we've seen what he can do to Lakenator. Once like a 1v1 with Lakenator and Mav, it's easily going to the side of Mav playing as Quang. But man, the deaths are starting to pile up. The deaths are starting to pile up too. You have to peel for your carry characters. You have to peel for Seismic to help out with the objective with the passive damage. But look at this, we already have another fight in the red side. We already got some Mav already deleted. That's the jungler gone right there in the nick of time. But also in dual lane, we got bodies dropping left and right. There goes Neft as well, who's just not getting the best of attention to detail. Lakenator is starting to scale high. This is why we banned Sparrow out here, guys. She hits way too hard, especially entitled with North and Brit and Bri. There's just so much damage on the side of Mach 10 to take this inhib down. Maybe Bartolou is going to blank on Simon, but he misses. But he gets the whiplash anyway, and down goes Seismic. Oh, they're just bullying at this point. What could you really say? They're super juiced on the Orb Prime. They're looking to end the game. They might do it. I'm not going to say 100% sure because Sneak is here. He's trying to, but there he goes. I'll see you next time, Sneaks, as this game is going to close, I think. I probably shouldn't have said that. But they're just hitting the core, and yeah, there's nothing that they can do about it. Mach 10 takes the victory 2-0. Holy cow, what a game.